What's up, y'all, and welcome to another episode of The Wrap Up with your boy, Jalen Jamal. If you weren't aware, last week is when free agency started, and nobody waited to be bold with their moves and signings and trades. Trust me on this one. Right out the gate, there were some teams that said, I'm going to go get the people that I want, and the players that said, I'm going to make sure I sign with the teams that are going to give me the most money. And here's a couple of big ones that you probably heard of. Yes, Jets fans, Le'Veon Bell took his talents to your team in the AFC East, and now you're going to finish a whopping second, which is a true improvement from the last 5, 10, 30 years. You feel me? Now, if you've been following the Steelers, Le'Veon Bell was kind of the first one to say, hey, yo, if you don't run me my money that I want, I'm a dip or I'm not going to play. One of the two, the choice is yours. Now, Le'Veon Bell sat out all of last season because he wanted more money, which is okay, which is expected, because when you get franchise tagged, there's no negotiation for contract terms. But I'm going to tell you a little secret that may kind of confuse him on why he signed with the Jets. So remember I told you he wanted more money, right? Yeah, okay, remember that. So in 2016, he wanted $70 million. The Steelers said no twice. And he said, you know what? I'm going to sit out. Now in the offseason before the 2018 season started, Todd Gurley got a contract extension of 6 years. 6 of them. Which made Le'Veon just a little bit salty, you feel me? Now, when you go to free agency, you expect somebody to take more money, right? Because that's the money you wanted. I'm gonna tell you something. That wasn't the case for Le'Veon, and they had all our jaws looking like this. He took $52 million with a team that was 4-12 last season. Look, the Jets might have taken over New York, but I don't see them making much progress past 8-8 next season. But what will be fun to watch is to see just how good Le'Veon is looking after a hiatus of a whole season. His legs must be fresh. Cleveland, this one's for you! What a time it is to be alive for a Cleveland Browns fan. The Giants traded OBJ to the Cleveland Browns for the Browns' first-round pick of next year, the Browns' second-round pick of next year, the Browns' third-round pick of next year, and oh wait, don't forget to throw in safety Jabril Peppers. This takes the Browns' offense from like here to like here. With OBJ finally reunited with his longtime friend and college buddy Jarvis Juice Landry, the Browns receiving core is about to be stupid. Let me just tell you some numbers between these two receivers that makes them probably one of the best duos, if not the best duo in the NFL right now. Since they entered the league in 2014, and with the exception of last year when OBJ got hurt and Jarvis Landry had less touches, at least one of them have been in the top 10 in receiving each year with at least 90 catches and 1,000 yards. That's ridiculous. Not to mention, in 2016, OBJ broke Jarvis Landry's record for fastest to get to 200 catches in NFL history. And then the next year, Landry broke OBJ's record for fastest to get to 300 catches in NFL history. This is probably the best receiving core Baker Mayfield was ever going to have in his life, with Jarvis Landry, OBJ, Anthony Callaway, David Njoku, and don't forget about Nick Chubb in the backfield as a receiver sometimes when he did not run the ball. For Baker Mayfield, he can be like a little kid going to the cabinet and seeing that he has Captain Crunch berries, Trix, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and Honey Nut Cheerios all to choose from for breakfast. It's honestly unfair. If the Browns can stay healthy, I see them actually winning the AFC North and going to the wild card and winning their first playoff game since 1994, when my man Bill Belichick was at the helm of coaching. Psst, hey, you want to know something? Championship week and Selection Sunday are over, and we are in the home stretch of March Madness. all the conference championships really gave us a show, for lack of a better word. And just to highlight some of those, yeah, the ACC and the SEC conference championship games were quite a doozy on both ends of the spectrum. So you remember that guy, Zion Williamson? Yeah, this guy? He wasted no time in this tournament. He literally didn't miss in the quarterfinal game against Syracuse, going 13 for 13. He had a 31-point double-double against my Tar Heels in the semifinals. And then after beating FSU in the championship game, he described his team as, yeah, killers kill. Now, aside from Zion being a complete bully on the basketball court, because that man is 6'7", yes, I said that man is 6'7", 285 solid pounds of rock. It's more important to note that Duke's big three, Cam Reddish, RJ Barrett, and Zion Williamson, are running on all cylinders, and it's looking pretty scary. Now, with them getting the first seed today in the East, I see them losing to Colgate in the first round easy by 45 points. Nah, I'm kidding. I'm just being a hater. I see them at the very least making it to the Elite Eight, if not the championship game, easy. Now in the SEC, we got a totally different story. After an impressive win against Kentucky in the semifinal, Tennessee was acting totally different, getting routed by Auburn in the SEC championship game, 84-64. Now, I'm not saying Auburn is a bad team, because they're not, because they made it to the championship, and their record actually isn't that bad, aside from their players. But Tennessee looked like the fourth team in that conference that just barely made it there because they beat all of the trash teams that shouldn't have been there. Now, Tennessee still got the second seed in the South. And trust me, at 26-5, they're going to make sure they tell everybody and let everybody know with their play that SEC tournament was really just a fluke. And I'm pretty sure I see them going to the Final Four. Now, for Auburn, they get the fifth seed and look to be riding the hot streak into the tournament, playing the 12th seed New Mexico State, who is, by the way, 30-3. So if you haven't already submitted your brackets already, don't take my picks. But if you have, that's cool. But I'm going to give you some of the upsets and picks that I think are going to happen in this year's tournament. So for the first four end games, I see Belmont and Arizona State, my halfway alma mater. Go Sun Devils, making it to the first round. And then here are some of my picks for the first and second round upsets. I have UCF upsetting VCU. I have Liberty blowing out Mississippi State by a cool 20. I promise you, Vermont will upset FSU in the first round. And John Morant and Murray State will make it to the round of 16. Mark my words. Also, don't be surprised when you see Kansas and Auburn get upset in the first round by New Mexico State and Northeastern, because that's just March Madness. You know, I'm already excited to see just how badly my bracket's gonna get busted, because one of the top four seeds like Purdue or V-Tech are gonna get upset on a buzzer beater, and I'm just sitting there like, dang, bro, better luck next year, right? Well, that's all I got for you. Tune in next week for another episode of The Wrap Up to see the biggest news, scores, and some more picks from my busted bracket, which I promise you is gonna happen. And happy March Madness, everybody. I'll catch y'all.